Hey, what's going on all you fantastic and amazing people, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk about, did Bethesda lie about persistent workshops for Fallout first? Now, this video is actually inspired by a Reddit post that is currently at the top page of the Fallout 76 subreddit. And the Reddit post reads this: "It's time to admit Bethesda lied about persistent workshops for Fallout First. People paid for full annual Fallout First memberships, and yet more than a full year has gone by since they announced it. No? Am I missing something, or have these just never been addressed again despite being the original first marketing? Are they on any roadmap at all, or did Bethesda just throw it in the trash along with reasonable script limits? Edit. Very glad to see people mostly agreeing that the lack of any real updates or communication on Fallout First Private Worlds evolution is disheartening. This was a top post today. I wonder if they'll give us any kind of response on this." Now, before I start commentating on this, I really want to take a look real quick at the comment section of this subreddit, because it reads this: "Wait, that was actually going to be a thing? Was listed in the Fallout First membership ad info, edited, listed as coming with Private World Evolution that apparently never came. LMAO. Private World Evolution may be coming. Some stuff was data mined in January about a new main menu system that had some features that look like world customization. Bethesda removed it in a February update, probably because it had been discovered. But it means they are working on something. Whether it will ever see released, who can say?" And in this video, I want to get to the very bottom of this topic. Did Bethesda lie about persistent workshops for Fallout First? And I had to do some heavy digging in kind of order to figure out, I guess you could say, the truth. Now, before the video goes any further, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of you asking yourself, what is a persistent workshop? Long story short, what a persistent workshop is essentially like your camp. When you spawn into Fallout 76, your camp is always there, whether that be on a normal server or your private world. In this case, we're talking about private worlds. So for example, if you took over a workshop for resources in Fallout 76 in your private world, and let's say you built that workshop up with defenses, when you logged out, instead of it disappearing completely when you logged out, it would still be there when you logged on the next time. And I hope I am doing a good job at explaining it, but essentially it would be like a workshop setup that worked just like your camp. It would always be there when you logged in. The Fallout First membership was first announced on October 23rd, 2019. It was announced in an article called Private World Scrap Boxes and More to Come, Fallout 76 with Fallout First. And if you want to read the whole article for yourself, a link can be found in the description below. We're not going to read the whole thing in this video, but we are going to look at some important parts. Important part number one, and I think we really need to read this carefully, is what's included with Fallout First. And it talks about the Fallout First membership benefits. Private worlds. Play in a private world exclusively for you and up to 7 friends. Scrapbox, unlimited storage for crafting components in your own new Scrapbox container. Survival tent, a new placeable fast travel point with a stash, sleeping bag, and more for your basic needs. Atoms, receive 1,650 atoms per month to use in the Atomic Shop. Ranger armor outfit, an iconic Fallout outfit exclusively for members. And icon and emotes pack where it says unique icons and emotes available only to members. Now keep in mind, that's the membership benefits that were offered when Fallout first came out and nothing else. But if we look a little further down in the article, it talks about private worlds. Now we're not going to read this whole big old paragraph here, but if you want to read it for yourself, like I said, a link's down in the description below to this article. But under this picture here is the second important thing we need to look at, where it says private worlds will continue to evolve with new features, such as expanded building areas, increased camp budgets and workshop persistence. We've also received a lot of questions about playing Fallout 76 with mods and this too is something we're excited to add to private worlds in the future. Now, that statement right there, where it says private worlds will continue to evolve with new features such as expanded building areas, increased camp budgets, and workshop persistence. We've also received a lot of questions about playing Fallout 76 with mods, and this too is something we're excited to add to private worlds in the future. So now that we've read that very carefully, we have to establish whether or not that stuff was promised to us. And in my opinion, I don't think it really was. I think it was talked about, and I think it was something that Bethesda Game Studios had planned on doing, but for whatever reason, they didn't. Now, they could still do it in the future, and hopefully they do, because I want to see, workshop persistence. I want to see mods just as bad as you guys. But it doesn't look like this was 100% promised to us. It looks like it was just something they talked about. The only thing that was promised to us was the Fallout First membership benefits. Now, do I think this statement here is a little misleading? Do I think it got people's hopes up about these features? Am I disappointed that some of these features are not in the game? You bet I am. I was excited to see some of these features, especially mods. And unfortunately, that stuff hasn't come yet. But did Bethesda lie about it? In my opinion, no. I don't think it was promised to us. I think it was just something they talked about doing and something they had planned on doing and just didn't do it for whatever reason. Maybe it was because of 2020 and the crazy year that it was with the pandemic. Maybe they ran into issues internally. But to be honest, who knows? And I think this opinion is going to be different for everybody. Some people are probably going to say they lied. Some people are going to probably agree with me and say that, yeah, it's misleading, but it was never promised to us. And also on October 23rd of 2019, Bethesda Game Studios had another article that came out called Fallout 76 Update Patch Notes, October 23rd, 2019. If you want to read this for yourself, it's down in the description below. But it talks about becoming a Fallout First member today, and then it goes on to talk about private worlds. And I think it's very important to pay attention to this last bulletin here. It says, private worlds do not currently support mods and behave just like adventure mode as you know it today. And in there, it does not say anything about workshop persistence or anything like that. They talk about scrap boxes, they talk about survival tent, they talk about monthly items and exclusive cosmetics. All which are things that Bethesda has fulfilled. We do have access to the scrap boxes. I have access to the Ranger armor and outfit. The icons and emotes we have access to. The survival tent, the private worlds, and the atoms. Those are all things that the Fallout First membership was supposed to come with and, well, came with and still has. So in my opinion, they've delivered on everything they promised. But like I said, I do think the statement that they made about workshop persistence was a little bit misleading. But like I said, everyone's going to have a different opinion on this. It was never promised to us, in my opinion. It was just something that was talked about. And it's something I definitely hope to see in the future. But let me know what you guys think down in the description below. Do you think it was a blatant lie? Do you think it was misleading? Do you think we're going to see it in the future? In my opinion, I hope so. And I think so. And the reason I think so is because when I left Fallout 76 over a year ago, they talked about things they wanted to do. Like adding new content to the game, such as Wastelanders, adding new events to the game. Still Dawn was announced. They talked about adding more events, more public events, more quests, more items. And everything that I can tell that Bethesda said was coming to the game has come to the game. And to be honest, I hope and I do believe that mods, workshop persistence will eventually come to private worlds. We just have to be a little patient. Now keep in mind, we've been patient for quite some time, but I do believe it will eventually come down the road, or at least I hope it comes down the road. I mean, if we look back at that Reddit post, one of the commenters on there said, private world evolution may be coming. Some stuff was data mined in January about a new main menu system that has some features that look like world customization. Bethesda removed it in a February update, probably because it had been discovered, but it means they are working on something. Whether it will ever see release, who can say? So I hope Bethesda is working on something. I hope there is private world customization coming to Fallout 76. I hope mods are coming to Fallout 76. I hope workshop persistence is coming to Fallout 76. Private worlds anyway. And I am super hopeful for the future of Fallout 76, but that's just the kind of person I am. But like I said, let me know all your questions, comments, concerns down below. I love each and every single one of you. I hope to see you guys back here in the next one. But until then, remember to stay awesome, and bye bye everybody. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.